All right, guys, another installment of Kill the Knee Shield. We're going to talk about our last best option. Some of you might make it your first option because you like it so much. I like to use it a ton. It's what we're going to use when we can't do anything else to get past the knee shield. We can't keep our weight on them. We can't sprawl. We can't do hip switching. We can't do any of the things that we've shown in this series so far. But our last best option is always to stand. High knee shields don't help with standing. I don't know how many people don't realize that, but it's a very important thing to understand in your passing development. So if Jake is on the floor and we're trying to do all the things that we talked about in all the other videos where we're getting past this knee shield, go ahead and check those out in this playlist if you haven't seen them yet. You want to work up to this point, or you can watch this as a standalone video. So when we're here and we've got a high knee shield, I'm trying to do all these things like sprawling past it. I can't sprawl. I can't hip switch because he's blocking me with his cross shoulder frame. I can't do any of these things that we were doing before, right? The one thing Jake can't stop me from doing, really ever in a half guard, is standing up. So the way we want to stand up is in an intelligent manner. So what we're going to do is grab this knee shield. I'm just going to take my hand, turn it palm up, and grab here. And then I'm going to turn my knee into his knee like this. And now I'm going to put my thumb post inside of his armpit. Not like this where it can slip off. I want to put it inside as a C grip into his armpit. And now I'm going to take my knee off the floor and I'm just going to stand. Even if he keeps his legs locked, it doesn't matter. I can stand in this position. And yes, it looks stupid. We're going to be standing like this and we're going to have this weird knock knee stance where our knees are together. We're pinching his leg. There really is no ashigarami for him here because I have control over this leg and I'm holding the other one between my legs. So he never gets double inside position in this type of configuration here. So we're going to turn over for, just turn that way so you can see it a little better. And when we're playing in this guard, or in this guard pass, we have this thumb post so that he can't wrestle up on me. And I have this inverted hand so that he can't take his leg and throw it over and chop backside for 50-50 entries in the back. So those are the two really important grips that we need here. I have my knees closed. I'm grabbing his shoulder. I'm posting inside of his armpit. And I have my hand on his knee, or on his shin, so that he can't take it over and throw behind me, right? So once we get to this position, a lot of times, they're not even going to be grabbing this leg because we're in a half guard. We weren't in a reverse Hiva or any of these other configurations we can get to here from. So once we get here, all we need to do is pick up our leg and put it behind our other foot. So I'm specifically putting this leg I'm picking up behind my other knee, okay? And it looks weird. It looks like I'm not stable here. But because I have this shoulder post, he can't come up and tackle me. So if I don't have this, he's just gonna bundle my legs and take me over, right? So this is very crucial that we keep this grip here. He tries to come up. It's hard for him to even turn and get on his side to start doing wrestling options and take me down with double legs and things like that. So we're taking this leg out. It's very easy to take out. There's really nothing holding your leg here. I put my foot behind my other foot. And now I'm actually gonna take my knee and bring it forward a little bit. So what Jake wants to do if I don't bring this forward is just bring his knee to his chest. And now I've lost the pass. His knee and elbow connection's there. Even if I come in and crash him, he's just gonna re-guard and get everything back. So instead of allowing him to do that, what I'm gonna do is hold on to this position. I back step out, I have my foot behind my foot, and I bring my knee forward. So he tries to bring his knee in, and it runs into my knee, right? So it runs into my knee right here, try to bring it in. It's running into it, and now I just bump it away, and I bring my other knee in front of it, like this. So once we've gotten to this position, we can crash into a knee on belly, shin mount, and then we close the door. I don't ever want to stay like this. If I'm staying like this, Jake can invert and start going into 50-50 backside entries. Luke Griffith and Isam Rita, who's number one, or Fight to Win or something like that, they had a match like that. Luke Griffith just inverted into him once he passed into a knee on belly. So we want to close the door once we get into a knee on belly by taking our leg that's here and going to this position. And now we can start to look for upper body controls and go into mount. So again, we're in a half guard and nothing is working. So we're gonna go to high step passing. We're gonna stand up and go into high step passing. So we're gonna grab onto this grip here, grab his shin, I turn my knee into his stomach and stand. There's nothing Jake can really do to stop me from doing this. So once I get here, I have my knock knee stance. I take my leg out immediately. We don't want to wait here until Jake takes his arm and reaches and grabs this leg, right? Now I have to do things like turning my foot, kicking out and up to take it out. We can still do it, and you can do it even from reverse del Evo, where if we step in this way, we can go straight to this position as well. Now we just have to turn our foot out to weaken the grip, kick up and out, and we do the same exact pass. So whether we get here from reverse del Hiva or a half guard where we can't get past the knee shield, it's basically the same MO. But if he doesn't grab my leg, I want to go immediately so we don't even have to deal with it. So we get here, I'm holding on to his armpit grip, his shin, my hand is upwards, and now he's not holding my leg, so I just step out behind my foot and I bring my knee forward. So when he tries to bring his knee in, it gets blocked by this knee. And now I pop it this way and bring my other knee in front of it. And now I crash onto his stomach and I close the door. Now I'm coming in to get upper body inside position. We can start moving the mount from there or whatever you guys like. We'll do it from this position here. So to see the footwork again, and there's all kinds of things we can do here. This is a whole system in and of itself. And we can do more videos on this if you guys like it. But I think Gordon also did a video on this recently where he was teaching a class. His way he was showing how to finish it is a little bit different than what we're talking about today, but there's all kinds of options from that as well. So we get here, we can't get past the knee shield. I stand up, and now I take my foot out, I step behind. So I'm kind of in this weird cross-leg stance. And now I bring my knee forward. He bumps into my knee. And now I just pop it open, bring my knee to the inside, and shin mount. Straight away, close the door, make sure you can't invert, and we start going into our pins here. Let's talk a little bit about some procedures in case things don't go well for us, right? You might be asking, like, what happens if I lose the leg, right? So if we come over here, what happens if I lose the leg? So if you lose the leg and you feel like they're gonna chop over for a backside 50-50 like we showed, we can actually take our other leg and step it through the hole so that we're behind him and we can go into a stack position. So, sorry Big Jake, but we're gonna try this out. So we're gonna stand up, everything's the same, and now we're holding this here, and when we get into this position, we lose the leg and he starts throwing over, right? We can't stay here because he's gonna chop into my backside and he's gonna go to backside 50-50, Ryan Hall style, and start to break me with heel hooks. So once we get here, he goes and I lose it, I step through, and now I'm pushing this over his head. I wanna bring his legs over his head. I take my hand, I put it on the floor to lock my elbow out so he's up high. And now we can start to take our arm over top and go into all kinds of passes here. We don't want to necessarily get into that all today. We can go over it another time where we can start doing more stack passes. But if they get the leg swung around to the outside, we just step in and start bringing their legs over their head to a stack. So it's a very safe position. It looks like you wouldn't want to be there because the stance doesn't look athletic, and it's not, which is great because as a non-athletic grappler, you can use this to your great advantage. I love using this position. I use it all the time. We can even just enter in from just walking into half. We can go in here, and people take this all the time. They just take a reverse del Hiva grip. I just step in, kick out, go here, and then we can start either putting our shin here onto his stomach, or if he tries to shrimp away from me, we crash our shin inside of his thigh into a pseudo half guard, where now I can play here and I can start to come out whenever I like into a side control where I'm walking his legs away. So there's so many options here, but what I really want to get the point across to you is about standing up out of a half guard when we can't get past the knee shield. People think of this as just like a standing pass, but it's a pass that you can use from the knee shield and it works extremely well to pass half guards. So let me know in the comments if you guys are using this. Let me know if you're having any issues with it and we can troubleshoot it together. So as always, Big Jake, Eddie, Crash and Flow BJJ.